Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hey everybody. Now today I've got a special episode that I wanted to share with you guys. It's an interview that I've done. I've been interviewed by Carmel, one of my clients from Perth, and she is incredible at what she does. And honestly, I was nearly in tears in this interview. So there's some rawness, there's some truth, there's some stuff of my history, my behind the scene that you might not know. So I look forward to you to hear it and let us know what you think. Please make sure you leave a review, and if you don't follow Carmel, go ahead and follow her. She's a really good coach as well, and we look forward to hear what your thoughts are on this very, very, very vulnerable episode. Enjoy it.
Okay, so we should be live on Facebook. Ta-da! That should be a good freeze frame, the two of us going like that.
Amazing.
Awesome and welcome, and thank you first and foremost so much, Francesca Moi, for joining me on this, aka the meetup queen or the crazy Italian lady.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so much fun.
I'm so excited because I wanted to dig down deep into Francesca Moi behind the Empowering Events business and behind the Mafian family. Who is she? How, can we get to know you a little bit more? So just an introduction for those people who are joining us is welcome to For Feck's Sake Marketing Adventures with Carmel. So Francesca is the owner of Empowering Events, and a course that she runs, many courses, but one of the ones that she has run that I particularly have been in is called the Mafian family, but we can go more into that a little bit later. Francesca is also the author of 3 books. One is just recently released, I believe, Francesca. And she delivers 4-hour workshops, 3 days intensive, 12-month support, and so much more. One thing about Francesca is she's bloody fun. There's so much fun in her workshops. They can be tiring and full of adventure, let's say, and content, but They are actually also just really, really fun. Now, I've worked with you, Francesca, for I think it's 18 months to 2 years, and the strategies and insights that I've learned from you, especially around organic marketing, have been friggin' amazing.
Thank you.
That's okay, my pleasure. So we're going to be talking today about how to market your business and get more bums on seats. But first, tell us a little bit about Francesca and how Francesca came to be where she is now.
All right. So people really struggle usually to believe that. But when I came to Australia about 13 years ago, I was passionless. I did not have a passion. I did not read much. I did not do anything very smart at all. I would spend the day watching TV shows, and I would work, but and I was never passionate about anything in particular. And I think there was this thing underneath of going, what is life about? If I'm not really making any difference in any sense, is life just about finding a husband and getting kids and having kids and all of that? So I was a little bit lost around, what am I doing here? And I didn't have the courage to do much with it. I just kept wondering why, but I wouldn't do anything about it until I couldn't do anymore what I was doing, until I realized that, come on, I had to find other ways. And my brother suggested me to go to a personal development course, and it changed my life. Like, I completely went, what the hell? Of course there is more to life. Of course I can be more than what I am like settling for. So that journey started 7 years ago, and I got addicted to personal development. Like, I just ate up books after books after books, and I started life coaching business. So my whole business started as a life coach, and I was a disaster at it. I mean, I loved coaching, but I didn't believe that anybody would ever pay me. So I remember not long ago, I was thinking about that. I remember a friend of mine that I met through courses that I was doing. She was an acupuncturist, and acupuncture, and she would like just tell me, oh, I just got a client that asked me this, and I was like, a client. Like, I wonder how does it feel to have a client, like someone that actually pays you. Like, I couldn't even imagine it. Like, it was really interesting when I look back of the way I didn't even believe people would give me $100 for a one-on-one session. Like, really important stuff. So from there, after I started a meetup group and a Facebook group, people were just like interested. They were like, give me more. Like, how can I work with you? And I was like, wait, what? You want to work with me? Like, it just happened from the event. So when people will meet me face to face, they just wanted to work with me. It was just easy. So from there, that's how I then decided to start helping other coaches, because lots of people were struggling. Lots of coaches like me were struggling to get clients. And so I was like, oh, but wait, this is an easy strategy. You just do a meetup group and a Facebook group, and it just happens.
Yeah.
Sounds easy, right?
It does sound easy when you say it like that, but it's not.
Well, it's not, because that is not, it's good for the beginning, right? It will happen, but then there is a lot of work that you got to do behind the scene to maintain it, and that's what a lot of people are not willing to do, right? We give up quite easily. We do something for a little bit and then we get bored. It's like when you, I don't know you, but I've tried diets many times in my life, and every time I would do it for a little bit, I will get a little bit of results, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done now, and I will go back to and that pattern. I mean, most of us human, we're used to that pattern. We just give up very easily. And I used to be like that. And for some reason, I just snapped out of it. And I decided to be an action taker, not an excuse maker. Even when I don't feel like it.
Yeah. And that's the key sometimes, is when you don't feel like it, is what you do when people aren't watching. Is actually the key to keeping you going.
The key to everything is what you do when people are watching, especially, like, not especially, in everything. When I lost weight, because I lost 22 kilos, because I was like, I am full of, can I say that word? I'm full of.
Yes, you could say, remember, we could say what we like.
Okay, beautiful. So I was full of shit. I'm like, wait a second, I teach people to be consistent and all this stuff. And then I'm here, like, when everybody leaves, I'm like eating my face off at night. I'm like, because I feel lonely or whatever, I'm just eating my emotions. Like, that is a bit inconsistent. Like, get your shit together, woman. If you're teaching people that, you got to do it in every area of your life. And I didn't like it. So I did it for a bit, and then I go back. And then I did it for a bit, and then I go back. And then eventually I realized that if I had to have the energy to run this business, I had to be healthy.
Yeah.
100%.
You do. Cool. So that's kind of some of the story as to what led you to setting up Empowering Events then from that?
So I actually nobody's ever asked me that question. So Empowering Events was created because, listen, I never thought that people would buy a program from me. And that's why I can spot when clients are trying to hide between other people collaboration, and I can see it because I used to do that. So I'll be like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Because I used to say, okay, nobody will ever buy my course. Like, no, not happening. Like, who am I? Nothing's gonna happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take people to Tony Robbins, and then I'm gonna create a support program for people that have been to Tony Robbins, so then we can actually go and implement what you would do. So Empowering Events was created for, we do meetup groups, we do empowering events where people can feel empowered by the business. They want to take the business to the next level, but I'm not going to teach business. I'm going to bring clients, I'm going to bring speakers, and I'm going to bring people together to a course. I never in a million years, when I created the name, thought that I was going to be me, the person speaking.
Right. Okay. So you were just going to bring groups together so they could all do their events and all support each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And then people started to ask me, why you don't speak? And I was like, what's wrong with you? Why would I speak? What am I going to speak about? No, I don't speak. I'm not a speaker. I can't speak. And they're like, but we're here for you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your story. Why do you start these events? And I was like shocked. Carmel, I was like, I can't speak. I remember I did, I prepared a speech, and I did it with a friend of mine online. And his face during the whole 15 minutes that I was trying to speak, it was like this. And I was like, was that bad? And he's like, do you have my honest opinion? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, shit.
He was a good friend.
I'm like, thank you, buddy. I guess I'm not gonna speak tomorrow night. It was the night, the day after I had the event. I cried all night. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't speak.
Yeah. Wow.
And then guess what? The moment I was on stage and there was people, something took over.
Mm.
Some greater energy. Like I honestly, the person that did that speech with him and the person that was on stage, it wasn't the same. Something happened when I was on stage. Even now, I feel that that's why COVID sort of took a part of me, because I love live events. Nothing can replace a live event for me. I mean, I'm grateful that we were able to run the business online, but I miss live. It's my life, is who I am. Like I just love it too much.
And it is a different energy, like you getting up, and I always get nervous, I always get the butterflies in my stomach, everything. But once you get up, it's like you're in a different person. It completely changes. And it's different sitting here sometimes in my tracky pants while I have everything up here at night, and it's a whole different energy. It is speaking to that group there. It is.
No matter how, you know, you and I will both have a really powerful energy, so we can still come across well on a video, but it's just not the same. Like hugging someone and get to know them, and do you know what I mean? It just takes the thing. It just is. I literally cried a couple of weeks ago when I speak on a stage with like 30 people really engaged. I left crying. I was in tears. I'm going, that is my passion. That is why I'm doing this business. That is why I went through all the things that I went through. So online, I haven't been. I made it. I've done it, but it's not. I'm not overly passionate about it. If I'm 100% honest.
And you can't tell. I've been in the 3-day online events. You can't tell because you're still pumped up. You're still the same, which I think shows a huge degree of professionalism, because there are times you don't want to do stuff. There are times you're not bloody passionate about it. But when you can show up 100% regardless and go, in hospitality, we used to often say, leave your shit at the door because it's going to be hanging there when you go back out. And when we do that and show up, it actually is such a huge professionalism. Now, I know you do some amazing things now, and I think we could talk probably for 2 hours. But anyway, I want to pick your brain as well. So, you know, there's method in my madness. Tell me, what is success to you?
Oh my goodness. Come on, you asked me really questions. I called my mom the other day. I said, Mom, I think I'm going to a midlife crisis. And she goes, midlife is at 50. I'm like, well, whatever.
I'm close. You're the same age, by the way, as my daughter. Just putting that out there.
No way.
Yes, I know. I just said that the other day to someone. I said, Jesus Christ, she's the same age as my daughter.
Are you legit?
Yeah, I have 2 grandchildren and my daughter is your age.
Oh my God, you look so young.
Well, I wasn't fishing for a compliment. I just look and gone, oh my God, you're only a baby. I'm way here.
I can't believe it. That's amazing. Well done. Well, I literally, like, if you ask me, what's success to me? So I've been thinking a lot. I have an uncle of mine passed away a couple of days ago, and it really, that's okay. It really touched a part of me of going, wait a minute, what is life about? I mean, I'm doing this amazing business on the other side of the world by myself. I haven't managed to find a bloody man. I haven't managed to find love. I haven't managed to find someone to have kids with. So I'm finding myself at an age that I don't even know if I can have kids anymore at this age. And you go, okay, so maybe kids is out of the question now, or maybe not, who knows? But what is life about? Because at the end of the day, when I look and now what is success is to me giving back. So if it's giving back and making a difference, so it's giving back, making a difference. I know that a lot of clients of mine say that we have done that through the Mafia Academy, but there is a part of me that still feel I haven't got there. So even though money-wise, we've reached the $1.5 million business, whatever it is, success to me is starts to have a different meaning than what it used to be. And and so I'm like, do I feel successful? I honestly haven't. Since the last breakup, I have felt a little bit of a failure, to be honest. I haven't really felt the last 12 months successful. I made really big mistakes in choosing partners in my business, which I would never done that before. And that's because I would have compromised everything for love. I would have chose love over everything because I was so lonely and I just wanted love. So I made a lot of mistakes in the last 12 months or 18 months where I sort of now looking at everything again going, geez, what is success? What is success?
And it's different for everyone. And I have to just, number one, say, no, thank you so much for being so open and honest. And I have watched you over the last couple of years. And I've actually said to people that I have so much admiration for, we all fuck up. We all say, see, I even swore. We all make wrong mistakes. But how you have held yourself, how you have pivoted, how you have done it has just been nothing short of amazing. And I totally admire that so much. And I get what you mean when there's a death, there is something in the family. My sister passed away almost 5 years ago. And there's 5 years in the difference. I am now the age my sister was. Like right now, in this moment, my sister was already dying.
Wow.
And it does make you stop and go, what the hell am I doing? What's this for? She was a beautiful girl, was all ready for retirement to do this, that, the other. And I'm going, I'm not playing small anymore. I'm not doing that bullshit anymore because what is it for? We're not going to get a trophy at the end of this life.
No.
But it does make you start thinking about what is success? What's the purpose? What am I doing all this for?
Yeah. And the thing is, like for me, it's been, I put a post on Facebook the other day about it, how for me, the biggest thing always been for me, helping people that are alone. I always broke my heart to see all the people living alone. Like it just makes me really sad. And now if I think about it, my mom, my dad, my brother, and myself, we're 4 of us alone on the other side of the world from each other. Right. And I'm sort of going, and I'm sort of like, this is very interesting. Why have I chose to live so far away from my family? Why do I stay here in Australia? Why don't I get, my mom right now can't come here to Australia because of COVID, but I'm like, now there is COVID, this separation is even more palpable because you can't physically see
you can't just choose to go. It's not that it's a choice anymore. You just can't go.
Right. Yeah. So it's been really interesting. Going back to your question of success, for me, success is connection, is feeling fulfilled. And I have to say, I'm sort of, I used to feel very happy with what I achieve. I think that the disconnection from my audience, even if it's online, I don't feel as connected to my clients, and I would love to. And I'm, so for me, success is part of all of that, like seeing, feeling the change that you're making in people's life, and it's not as tangible online.
Yeah, I get it and I love it. Thank you so much. So with all of that said, so what would you say if you were to say one was the biggest factor in keeping you and getting you to be successful in whatever way, shape or form that is? What would be one factor that you would attribute to that?
Look, if we're talking about getting the business to the 1.5 million, the biggest thing has been consistency. And it sounds very simple and it sounds very easy, but it's the hardest thing to do. And it's in anything, right? In health, in exercise, in relationships, in business. It's really, really be disciplined and find that strength when the strength is not there. When you go, I don't want to do it today.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, you just want to like, especially like, I don't know, you got a dog?
No, I have geese though.
Oh, cute. Well, when I'm walking around and Ollie boy is lying down on the couch, you go, don't do that to mommy. I want to lie on the couch with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you, the other day I was with a friend of mine and we went to pick up the kids at 3 o'clock and I was like, how do you guys work after 3 o'clock? When you have kids, that's it, right? You should just spend time with them. You don't want to work. So I've just, the consistency, the strength that I've had for the last 6 years of doing the things also when I didn't feel like, because you know why, Carmel? Because I wasn't doing it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
I
what
have,
makes a difference.
yeah, I have never done it to watch my bank account grow. I never, like, even though I love money, don't get me wrong, and I love the fact that, you know, the business was successful to be able to have a good lifestyle. I'm not grateful for that. I'm very grateful, but I didn't do it for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because if I did it for that, I could have just kept the business at, I don't know, 300,000, and most of it is profit, right? I didn't need to have that many people. I'm really good with VAs. I could just have VAs and that's it. But the reason why I scaled the business, because now I can help way more people, and I can truly touch them, and I can truly take them through journeys, and that's what makes me continue.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. And you do help so many people. So and on that note, actually the last live call we were on, you suggested, I was talking about our membership, and you suggested, why don't you do a 7 days for $7? And that's what I did for the month of April, 7 days for $7. I went off, you said it, and I went, that's a great idea. We went off, we made sure all the automation and everything was in place, sales page was up, and for the whole month of April, it's been 7 days for $7.
Wow, and it worked really well?
Yeah, it's really working well. Yeah.
Oh, wow, amazing. Well done.
I know. So the little seeds of gold there. So one more question before we kind of go into sharing some of the actual business tips. What are your, and this is for my benefit as well as other people, what are your actual success habits? So, you know, we have structure in our day and things like that, but what would you say are your success habits?
Okay, so the biggest thing is the calendar. So be able to have a good relationship with my calendar has been a game changer in my business, because when I was scattered, when I would go everywhere, it would just wouldn't work. Like I would always pretty much felt like I was like running around like a, you know, crazy person. Like there was no structure in place. It was very stressful. My team was always chasing me. Like it was really hard. So one of the biggest thing was like putting calendar in place, but really putting calendar in place, which I was so resistant about, because I thought, if I have everything in the calendar, I'm going to become a machine, and I don't want to be a machine. I am spontaneous, and that's what I'm good, and I'm creative, like all these things. And I'm like, I am not becoming a machine. Also, because if I go deeper enough, my dad was very organized and was very about that. So I was like going against that. But I finally come around it, and it's been life-changing, because I rarely don't follow my calendar. Like in a month, probably will happen one day that I move a couple of things. Every other day I am in it, and everything that is in there I do. And my calendar is full, because I've got my lunch break, I've got my walk with Ollie, I've got relax in the afternoon, in the evening, like I've got everything. So then I can schedule it, and then I can go, oh yeah, I'm free from that time, from that, and then I'm really free. Instead of before, I was working 24/7, and that's when I was less productive, and that's when I was less successful.
Yeah, and I know you've shared that before, and I tried it, and like that, I was trying to move things all the time, but I think it's important to leave buffer times or times for yourself, as you say, to walk the dog and do that. I was trying to jam everything in.
Yeah, no, it's very important to have boundaries, right? On having your time off and having your things. And, you know, for example, I'll give you an example. Like yesterday was a really tough day after what's been happening this week. And I just closed everything. At 1 o'clock, I said, you know what? I need to take the afternoon off. So everything that was in that day, I'll move it to tomorrow morning, and I'll do it tomorrow morning. I don't ever use work on Saturdays, but because I took yesterday afternoon off, I'm going to finish a couple of things tomorrow morning, and I will do it. I know for sure. Like I don't doubt, then I will do it. I know that that's my calendar, and I'll discipline enough. And that's the trust that created a trust within me. Yeah, I trust me to do everything in my calendar. My team trusts me now to do everything in my calendar. And so before, they would be like, it's in FM calendar, she's never going to do it. They would remind me. They would like, it's more work for them as well, right?
Yes, of course.
So that would be one of the biggest things that is sort of giving me that success. And then would have been investing before I needed. So taken risks before the business could afford it.
Yeah.
And in anything, in a coach or in, well, I remember once I spent $50,000. I invested, I shouldn't say spent, $50,000 into a course to send my whole team into a training. And then about 7 months later, they all left.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
I wanted to cry. It was so painful. But in the same time, it was such a great experience for me, such a great learning. And in that 6 months, it was really valuable for the business for them to have done that. So it wasn't a loss, but I remember like I have always invested in the business, and the business has always been profitable every single year. But I've always invested in anything, like in a operational manager when the business couldn't afford it, into a EA when the business couldn't afford it yet, in another VA when the business couldn't afford it. And then as we find another person, you know, we cut a little bit other things and whatever, and then it just flows, money flows. I think that's the biggest thing.
When you open the gateway to it. It's like me, I used to always resist my accounts. I was like, I just let a bookkeeper or somebody look after that. I don't want to do it. But when you open the door and start looking at it and going, okay, right, well, it is what it is, and start opening and understanding it, you actually open the block to let more money come in.
100%. I used to do that all the time. Finance, here, this is the ball of finance, you have it. I don't want to look at it.
I was almost at the shoebox stage. Well, let's be honest, Carmel, I was at the shoebox stage. I wasn't even almost there. But that's cool. So look, tell us the top 3 to 5 tips to market your business to get more bums. Let's say. So the main reason I came to your course was it was over 2 years ago, actually, that I had gone to your half-day workshop. And then I was running an event in Ireland. So I went off to Ireland and I ran a 4-day event. Then I went to Greece and Italy and blah, blah, blah. So I had lots of time.
Those days that we could travel, how come?
No. But I always remember when I came back, I had already made the decision, you see, when I was away on holiday. So I rang your office and I went, right, I'm ready. And your staff member said to me, but what workshop did you come from? Because you hadn't just done one recently. Obviously, you do workshops when you have your 3-day event coming up. And I went, I don't know, months ago. And they said, well, we haven't got the initial 3-day. We've only got the 2-day that you can do after that. And I said, well, you better get me in. I'm ready. And I always remember that the reason I went to that was because I looked around at my business and I said, what's the one thing I need more of? And it's like, I need more bums on seats. And that's exactly why I went to your course. So give us, I know we can't even give it enough time. You need to spend more time with people to really hammer it. But 3 to 5 tips that are really, I suppose, pivotal in marketing to get more bums on seats.
Look, the biggest thing that people don't want to hear, but is the most important part, is having a following and show up as an expert in your niche. So be an expert. So a lot of people are afraid of you know, I'm an expert, because they always think, but I've learned from such and such, and I've learned from the other person. I'm not the number one expert. There's other people that are better than me, or whatever that is. And I'm like, okay, well, look, you need to honor that you are an expert, and there's people that know more than you for sure, but there's also people that know less than you. So understanding that you are an expert at this level, that is people need to learn from you, then you're going to start to accept people coming into you. Nobody's going to come to a workshop when it looks like nobody's going to go. They need to have proof that people are going. Can you hear me, or am I breaking up? I hope you can hear me. I'm not sure you can, but I'm gonna keep talking. So hopefully that was the biggest. Oh no, we lost. I think I'm still live, so I'm gonna still going. I think we lost Carmel, but don't worry, she will be back. So this is where it was so valuable to be able to build that relationship. You gotta really step up and build relationship in your business, in your social media, so that when people follow you and watch you, then they're gonna be able to see that you are the expert in your niche, that you are the go-to person, that you add value, and sort of let people get to know every side of you, not just the business side, not just your expertise, but every side of you, because people don't buy from people if they don't like them, if they don't get to know them a little bit. So that has been one of the biggest thing that lots of people don't want to hear, because it's time consuming and it doesn't happen overnight. People want, like, give me a pill. How do I get 10 or 20, 30 people at my workshop? And it's like, well, it's not just about that. It's about, you know, we need to get you momentum. We need to get things to the next level. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's see if so I am still live. Okay, I'm gonna have a look if Carmel comes back. So it's been an incredible thing for me to find out that, hey, if you want me to teach you how to get bums and seats, I need to show you first how to get people into your funnel, to get people at the top of the funnel. Okay, so my team just told me that I'm still live, so I'm just gonna keep going. So it has been incredible to be able to work out what is the thing that really works to get bums and seats. And it's an art. There's no one thing that I can tell you, do this and you're gonna get bums and seats. It's an art. And this is why one of the biggest things that I say to my client is delegation. So you gotta delegate your marketing. You gotta delegate it to someone in-house, not outside, in-house. So for example, we have virtual assistant, and we find and train for business owners. And those virtual assistants are the people that are really helping us to get as many bumps and seats as possible. And so we are everywhere. We're omnipotent. We are everywhere on social media. When we advertise an event, we are everywhere. And we don't just go, come to my event, come to my event, come to my event, come to my event. Hey, come to my event. Hey, you should come to my event. We do it in so many different ways, right? So many different ways. We get people curious about the event. We find the pain point, and we really market that rather than keep reminding people, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. There she is. She is back. Love it. So it's been incredible to be able to work out. Okay, so the first number thing is the following. Hi, you're back. And
I don't know what happened.
I don't know, but I continue talking because I was like, my team, hey, I'm still
did
on.
you? Okay, yeah. Cool. Oh, you were still on. I was in the background going, do we play elevator music or something? But that's okay. So one is the following. Thank you.
I was continue talking. So I said one was the following, and become an expert in your niche, and then delegation. So become really good at getting virtual assistant to help you. And a lot of us are afraid of that one. They're like, oh, I'm a control freak. I want to do it all by myself. So it's really important to be able to allow other people to help you so that you can deliver more content and do more of the first step, because if you have to do it all, you really can't be everywhere. So the second step will be probably like the delegation, and then have a systems in place, because that's the other thing that people don't do. They don't watch the back end, so they don't have like a system, a procedure to follow. So every time is inconsistent. Sometimes you get one person, sometimes you get 10 people, sometimes you get 20. Like it's really inconsistent because they haven't got a system, a procedure, something to follow. So bums and seats, like I was saying, is not an art. It just doesn't happen overnight. It's just a matter of, first and foremost, the most important thing is create a really strong following. And most of the time we teach that by creating a Facebook group, a community where people will go in it and feel safe and feel like you've got the back, feel like you've got stuff to add, a value to add.
Yeah, awesome, cool. And you do exactly teach that, because that's what I did. I went and I became, people nicknamed me then as Carmel everywhere. They're going, we see you bloody everywhere. So it's working.
That's working, right? It's amazing.
Yeah. And most of your strategies that you teach are organic strategies. So what's to you the importance between an organic versus a paid strategy for somebody who is, you know, especially not necessarily beginning their business, but beginning this social media?
Yeah, so a lot of people have the illusion that Facebook advertising, I'm just going to put $200 and I'm going to make $200,000. Like they just have this illusion that it's just going to work like that. So I say, no matter what strategy you use, advertising, paid advertising or organic advertising, then there's no different. You still have to do Facebook lives, you still have to write new content, you still need to do video content, you still need to, you know, check your PowerPoint and check your landing pages and make sure that you get that. There's lots of things that's still the same. The only thing is that when you are doing organic marketing, the control is in your hand. When you're doing paid advertising, every time you want a client, you need to pay.
Yeah.
Every time you want a new client, you need to pay the bucks to Facebook ads. They're not going to show you to anybody until you pay. So then, unless you are a big business that you got budget, you can put $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month on Facebook advertising. That's good. Or the other option is to pay pockies. Right? You play pockies. You just put like $5 here, $10 there, and you just hope to get a chin chin. Yay, I want something, right?
Yeah.
That's how people deal with Facebook advertising. And then after they lost $10,000, they go, this doesn't work. I'm going, duh. So first, use the Facebook organic strategies, get yourself a following. So when you do decide to invest in advertising, which I'm not saying it's not good, but when you do it, you have the Facebook organic to back you up. So I have a couple of friends in the industry that they're generating, you know, $1 to $2, $3 million businesses. Even one person's making 16 million a year. And he messaged me not long ago saying, FM, what are you doing with ads? I'm like, I ditched them for a couple of months. They're just not working. They're just not working. $600, $700 per bum. Per person, right? Just no, I can't. It's not possible. So we went refer back to the organic strategies that for us work. And they're like, but you're still getting 30, 40 people at your workshop. How do you do that? I'm like, organic. They're all organic. And it just, people just can't believe that, right? And it is time consuming. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's really time consuming. But that's why I've got like 4, 5, 6 virtual assistants. Now we've got 8 virtual assistants that do all of that for us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A huge team. And then you have an in-person team there as well. So, I mean, it's bigger and bigger and bigger. Every time I look, I go, there's more new people. What's going on? But it's terrific. So I know, I'm sorry for the interruption, but stuff happens. I don't know what happened there, but that's okay. So
it's live and it's technology, right?
Absolutely. You can tell it's live when you just go booted off or whatever. I thought you were booted off, so that was a fun thing. So there was a few more questions I wanted to ask you, and I know that we're kind of going over a little bit of time, but what are the really, two of the really things I want to really ask you is what is something about Francesca that other people may not know?
Oh, personal or business?
Either.
Okay. A lot of people don't know that I have tough days, and I still have days that I wonder, is this worth it? Do I really want to keep going? Do I really want to keep doing it? There is still part of it's the doubt, right? It's there. And I feel that having the doubts is still healthy because it keeps you grounded and it keeps you back to your why. And then when I choose the business again, I choose it because I want it, not because I have to, right? I just go, I could do something else. I could choose to scale down. I could choose to do so many options, right? The options are there. And just having a look at the option and still choosing what I choose, it just gives me so much more passion and so much more why, because a lot of the time we forget. So I think a lot of people don't know that there are days that I also wonder if I want to keep going. If I wonder if this is what I wanted to do in my life, and then I wonder if it's worth having sacrificed love and a family, pretty much, right? Because I spent 7 years completely focused on the business, and all of a sudden I wake up going, shit, 38 and a half, now what? I did a post, remember, 38 and single. So I mean, I made the choice. It was my choice of concentrating on that, so I can't be upset about it now. But at times I go into a bit of a victim mind and a little bit of resentful against the business, and that's my growth and that's my stuff. So I think that's what people don't know. In that, and personal, people don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna show you that I used to be a smoker.
Oh my God, no, I didn't know that.
Look at that photo. Oh my goodness. I used to smoke in Italy like a chimney, like really bad.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, I would have
Yeah.
never said. So
Yeah.
I used to smoke a lot, and when I became a life coach, I'm like, I can't smoke. Like I'm telling people that they can work their mind and do whatever they want, and I'm smoking. It is bad, but it was really hard for me to stop. And eventually, I did, and I'm very happy for it. And I haven't touched a cigarette for years and years because I knew every time I would do one cigarette would do anything, then I will be back smoking.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's another thing that
Yeah.
people don't know about me. I used to be a smoker. There we go.
Okay, and I never knew that, even doing all your courses and everything like that. And I love that you shared about that having those days, because what I found for many, many years, I remember being in recruitment, I was a state manager, and saying to my partner, oh my God, all these people are corporate. And he's going, Carmel, you're corporate. No, radio. Because in my head, I had all of those people on a pedestal that they had it all together. They had all their shit together, all these business owners, as I've grown, a bit like yourself, done coaching, everything, but I see everyone else and go, if only I had my stuff together like them. The truth is, they all have their shit going on, every single one of them.
Yeah. The truth is, it's 50-50, right? Everything is 50-50. And this is where I said to my clients, don't try to aim for a business successful so that you're going to be happy, because you're not. The truth is, you're not going to be happier, right? You're going to have maybe less financial problems in one side, but you're going to have more problem in another side. So life is 50-50, right? So when I say I'm single and live by myself, and that is a negative, but there's also a lot of positive about it, right? That got nobody that tell me what to do, when to do. I do whatever I want, whenever I want, right? There's lots of positive about it, but also there is a lot of negative. And the other way, when you have kids, you be like, I never have a time for myself, but you got someone to hug you every night. Does it make sense? So
1,000,000%,
it's always 50-50. So if we come back to, if I don't compare myself to others, what do I really want to do? If I don't think that there is going to be better than here, how can I enjoy now? This is me also working with my brain, or taking me back to that, rather than think, I thought that getting to $1.5 million business, I would be happy by now. I would have been this and this and that. And so I'm also dealing with that of going, doesn't change.
I don't feel any different. What's going on?
Doesn't change who I am. And I see, Carmel, sometimes that disappoints people. The fact that I'm not perfect, when my team get to know the real me, I can see that they're a little bit disappointed. I thought you were Francesca Moi. Like, what do you mean?
I love that. I love that awareness and vulnerability to admit that as well, because quite often people hide behind that. I have to show that I'm perfect, so that they won't build it out.
It's too much pressure for me. I tried many years, and it was too much pressure. It got me into a very unhealthy state of mind, because I started to be disappointed with me all the time, because then I was disappointed with me, because I should be Francesca Moi.
Yes, I should be better than this. What's wrong with me? You start going into that internal dialogue. Absolutely. Now, one last question, and that is, if you weren't doing what you're doing now, what would you do instead?
Oh, okay. I have never wondered that, but I had lots of dreams. Do you want me to share that? So I used to work as a supervisor in a 5-star hotel, and I really liked it. I really liked working there, because I like to help people. I like to, make the holiday better. So that was really cool. But as I was traveling around Australia for 3 months, my dream was to be on-site manager of one of those holiday places. Because I would be on holiday and, live the lifestyle, but then I would be working during the day, so I wouldn't be bored.
Yeah, you get paid for it too.
Yeah. So that was my thing. I would have loved that. So if I didn't do this, probably either that, or if I still started the personal development journey, work for someone like me. So work for someone that, to be able to make a difference through someone else's life. Because if I look back at this, Francesca, I'd honestly can't believe how I got here. Honestly, sometimes I still wonder, like, how did I overcome all those fears? Because I had plenty of fears, plenty.
And there's definitely, obviously, that go-getter, that action taker, something was maybe dormant for a while, but it was always there till you activated it.
Yeah, it was a Tony Robbins event. I still remember the moment.
All right.
Yeah, something just literally burst inside of me, and I went, I can be that.
Right.
It was just one moment in time, and then I started to run events, and then people will confirm that, and people were like, you're amazing on stage. And I was like, wait, what? And so the people, and that's why I'm so passionate about what I teach, because if it change, if those people that were coming to my events helped me build that trust, that relationship, that confidence within me, I know that I can do that for anybody.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So if anybody wants to know more about Francesca, or wants to do one of your courses, or wants to get hold of you, what's the best way for them to get hold of you?
Look, the best way for you guys to check me out is join our Facebook group, Workshop Secrets for Coaches. If you're a coach, and that's the best way possible. If you're not a coach, then maybe just follow my podcast, Business Behind the Scene. It's on everywhere, on iTunes, on Spotify. So that's the other option. If you're not a coach, that's another way to learn from me. So just do that, and then you'll find out what's happening, what workshop will come up.
Just Google Francesca Moi, but just remember there is another Francesca Moi that was just on MasterChef, just won it in Italy last year, so it's not her.
Can you believe it? That's crazy.
Although you've been doing some cooking and sharing it on Facebook recently.
I have actually. People are gonna think like, what's going on?
I know, kind of got, focaccia and pizza. Why can't I live in Brisbane?
Yeah, next time you're in Brisbane, I'll make focaccia for you.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time and so open and vulnerable, Francesca. It's really is a pleasure to be able to interview you and have that vulnerability just come out. So thank you so much.
I love this type of interviews, and I just have so much fun. So I appreciate you inviting me, and I look forward. Can you share where people can connect with you as well? Because when I share this, all my followers are gonna start to follow you.
Sure, Carmel Murphy all over Facebook. Facebook is probably the better way, and they can go to Carmel. The Communication Queen is my alias. So just find one of those and you can find me. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. So for now, it's bye for now.
Bye for now. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, then you have to come to check out our Facebook group, Workshop Secrets for Coaches. It's a community of over 9,500 coaches that are ready to boom their business by running workshops. They are stuck in one-on-one coaching and they're ready to start to go one-to-many. So if you are one of those coaches, then you have to join us. I look forward to see you there. And hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave me a review to win a ticket to one of my workshops. I look forward to see you there.